There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize that change doesn't always begin with something big. Sometimes, it begins in the quietest hour of the morning, before the noise, before the rush, before the world even knows you're awake. Waking up early might seem like a small habit, but for many, it becomes the key that unlocks discipline, clarity, peace, and a completely new direction in life. This is the story of a young woman who discovered that by rising before the sun, she could rise above her struggles, her doubts, and her limitations. Her journey proves one powerful truth: when you decide to own your mornings, you begin to own your life. Waking up early sounds simple, almost too simple to change a life, but simplicity is often where the biggest transformations begin. In a quiet neighborhood, long before the sun began to stretch its warm fingers across the sky, a young woman found herself at a crossroads. She wasn't unhappy, but she wasn't fulfilled either. Her days felt rushed, her goals felt distant, and every 24 hours seemed to blend into the next without meaning. She always felt she was behind on something, behind on dreams, behind on rest, behind on life itself. For a long time, she believed she didn't have enough time to become the person she wanted to be, until one early morning changed everything. It began on a night when her mind refused to rest. She lay awake thinking about the person she wanted to become, the confident, organized, powerful version of herself that she had imagined since childhood. She thought about the life she dreamed of, the peace, the clarity, the success, the self-discipline. She thought about how every time she wanted to start something new, she always said, "I'll do it tomorrow." But tomorrow always came with excuses, distractions, noise, and chaos. She realized that if she didn't create time for herself, life would never hand it to her. So at 4:30 a.m., without fully understanding why, she stood up from her bed, opened her window, inhaled the crisp morning air, and whispered, "Today, I begin." Her first morning was strange. The world was silent, peaceful in a way she had never noticed. No phones buzzing. No messages. No responsibilities calling her name. It was just her thoughts, and a sky slowly shifting from darkness to gold. She stretched her limbs, drank a glass of water, and sat with a notebook. For the first time in her life, she wasn't rushing. She wasn't behind. She had time she created herself. She wrote down her goals, not as distant dreams but as steps she could take daily. That morning felt like magic. But the real change didn't happen in one day. It happened in the many early mornings that followed. Waking up early wasn't easy at first. Some days she wanted to stay under the blanket, especially when the weather felt cold or when the night before had been exhausting. But she reminded herself why she began. She reminded herself that success belongs to those who do what others want. So she pushed through. With each early morning, she discovered something new. She found clarity. The silence before the world woke up became her planning space. She found discipline. Rising early every day made her feel in control, not of everything around her, but of herself. And that alone was powerful. She found purpose. Mornings became her sacred time to develop her mind, strengthen her spirit, and prepare her heart for whatever the day had in store. She read more books in those hours than she had in years. She exercised consistently without interruption. She organized her thoughts, her goals, her plans. She even learned skills she once believed she had no time for. Slowly, almost invisibly, her life began shifting. People around her noticed she walked with more confidence. She spoke with more intention. She listened better. Her work improved. Her creativity bloomed. Her energy increased. Her stress levels dropped. It was as if waking up early had unlocked a version of herself she didn't know existed. The transformation wasn't just external. Waking up early made her appreciate small things: the sound of birds singing before sunrise, the quiet streets, the feeling of being ahead of the day rather than chased by it. She realized that waking up early wasn't just about productivity, it was about peace, growth, and ownership of her life. Day by day, she was becoming the woman she always wanted to be. One morning, As she watched the sunrise paint the sky in breathtaking shades of orange and pink, she felt a wave of gratitude, not because her life was suddenly perfect, but because she had changed. She had proven to herself that discipline can rewrite destiny. She had learned that small habits can create enormous transformations. She had discovered that success isn't always about doing big things. Sometimes it's about doing one small thing consistently, like waking up early. As months passed, her dreams became clearer. She started taking bold steps toward them. No longer doubting whether she was capable, waking up early had sharpened her mind, strengthened her discipline, and given her the time she needed to grow. She became the kind of person who sets a goal and follows through. The kind of person who doesn't wait for the perfect moment, but creates it. The kind of person who designs her life with intention rather than letting life push her around. Her story is a reminder that every sunrise carries a message. You have another chance. Another chance to grow. Another chance to start over. Another chance to become who you're meant to be. But the question is, will you be awake to receive it? If you ever feel like your life is stuck, too busy, too chaotic, or too overwhelming, try doing what she did. Wake up before the world, even if it's just 1 hour earlier than usual. Use that hour to build yourself. Use it to think, to learn, to plan, to breathe. Use it to prepare your mind and heart for the day ahead. It may feel small, but the biggest victories begin with small steps taken consistently. Remember, the world belongs to those who are willing to rise before it does. Your dreams are waiting for you, but they won't chase you. You have to rise for them. And sometimes, rising begins with an alarm clock and a decision. So if you're listening to this right now, let this be your sign. Let this be the moment you decide to wake up early, not just from sleep, but from doubt, from fear, from hesitation. Your transformation is waiting for you at sunrise. Go meet it. And if this story has inspired you, encouraged you, or reminded you of your own strength, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs motivation, and subscribe to the channel for more life-changing stories that uplift, empower, and push you toward becoming the best version of yourself.